And welcome, Mark Wright here, and I'm joined today by Sidney Schultz. Sidney, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So, you're a bookkeeper and accountant.
That's what they try and
They
call
try
me.
and pigeonhole you as that, but I know you're a lot more than that.
Well, some of them call me a comedian. Yeah, because they come with a whole lot of stuff to me and they present it to me and I work through and I say, that's what you owe. And they say, you must be joking. So if I'm joking, I must be a comedian.
Must be a comedian.
Yeah.
So you're one of the guys that, if your accounting processes look like a shoebox stuffed with crumpled up papers, that's not what you want, but you can deal with that.
Yes. It's part of the. I try and make a picture out of things. I try and see where it is. And the key is when people come, they are so stressed out, and that is what I try and cover. So you may have heard me refer to myself as the Valium. It is unbelievable how many people can't handle paper. They may be surgeons, they may be engineers, they may be high-risk people like stunt people, but come to taxes and bookkeeping and paper, So that's really wicked.
So you can help folks if they've had some challenges, if they've got a challenge with the processes around keeping track of all the stuff that they've got going. I mean, we all lead busy lives. We've all got a million balls to keep in the air, but there's actually some simple things that we can be doing that will make our bookkeeping, our accounting, our tax returns that much easier.
Yeah. The thing also is, you see, not only in accounting and taxes, I call it record keeping.
Yeah.
Because in record keeping, who's it for is the first thing. So the things we look at say, okay, the record keeping is normally one would say for the tax man. Yeah, but you're driving a business.
Yeah.
And if you're driving a business and you don't know where, what fuel you got left or what your resources you have and all other things, how can you drive a successful business vehicle without knowing more about it? So we look at more the statistics as well. So we go beyond just the numbers.
Where did all the money go?
Exactly. And then planning for the future. Say, okay, like I'm driving a business vehicle, I want to go to, say, Victoria.
Yeah.
What do I need to plan to get there? Do I have the money? Do I have the resources? Is there perhaps stormy weather? That kind of thing. So you look into it, and that is really, if you know a bit more than just bookkeeping and accounting. The other side too is when you start meeting people like the banks and they want to make loans, you've got to see how the bankers look at it.
Yeah.
They look at it differently. Investors look at it differently. The tax man looks at it differently.
Yeah, it's how to present the information. Once you've got the information, whether it's a shoebox or whether it's a beautiful spreadsheet, it's okay. What do we need to do? How do we report this? How do we categorize this for our tax man, for an audit process, or for a bank manager, for financing, or for just day-to-day operations?
I just give example too. Many years ago, before coming to Canada, I was for a long time with an organization called the Small Business Council. Sorry, I'm talking about different. Small Business Development Corporation in South Africa, and that was similar to the SBA in America, or Swedish as it used to be.
Yeah.
And they used me to do initial analysis of people's requirements, and so I'd have a person come with an accountant.
Yeah.
With a beautiful business plan, except it was designed by the accountant. Whenever I questioned the actual entrepreneur, he said, refer to my accountant. I said, then who's driving the business? Give him the keys to your business.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to get is have people really be empowered in their business, have the strength and knowledge of what they're doing. Do you know that we had a statistics, and that was seemed to be universal, of all the failures, accounting and record keeping accounts for 69% of failure.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not the business itself,
no,
but the record keeping, the accounting, the hole that was being dug before you even know it was being dug.
Now, just something to share with you. Before getting into accounting and taxes and things like that, I said, how can I communicate with a guy who's a salesperson? How can I communicate with a guy who's a technician and things like that, or a service, whatever. So I went and I actually studied and I worked in those environments. And this is how I got to understand how they feel.
Yeah.
And this way, rather than say, you dummy, you should know that, why don't you know? As, no way.
Yeah.
The same thing again is when I deal with people in Canada, understand their point of view.
Yes.
And work with them. I make love to them. You may have heard me say before, I make love. And you know, it works.
It's all about perspective. You know, when it's gone too far, you've got an audit, the taxman's come knocking, asked to check the record book, asked for some backup to the numbers that you reported. You get far further with honey than vinegar. Always
Absolutely.
be nice. Give them what they want.
Except you can't offer them tea, coffee, lunch, or anything. You cannot.
They just want the numbers.
They just
But
come-
how do you
they want to
present
get-
them?
Oh,
Perfect. Well, in terms of you're in Rapid Time Networks. What's the deal for an affiliate if they send
Okay.
somebody, or maybe this is an affiliate who's watching thinks,
Yeah.
I relate to Sidney. How
Okay.
do I do business? What's in it for me?
well, I thought about this, and I said, like in the terms, if someone knows what discounted cash flow means, DCF, that means how much is my dollar worth now versus a year's time. So I said,
Yeah.
I want my dollar now, because a dollar in a year's time is not a dollar any longer. It's like maybe 77 cents.
Especially if it's a Canadian dollar right now.
Right? Well, thank you. And now, and also if you can use it,
Yep.
it's even more valuable if you have that increase. So I said, okay, I give up front for a personal tax return, which isn't a big deal, but I still give $50.
$50.
For self-employed, I
Yeah.
give $100, which I think is it's quite a big whack of what I do sometimes.
Yep.
And a corporation, I give $200.
Wow.
And for person introduces what they call a monthly bookkeeping, because this is a service we're offering, is they can't afford $500 to $2,000 a bookkeeper.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, between $200 to $300, we have a CA who does your bookkeeping correctly.
Perfect. So if this is you or somebody you know,
That'll be $150 for the bookkeeping service referral.
awesome. So get those leads through. Rapid Time Network, submit the lead. You've been doing Daryl's taxes for years. Daryl
Yes,
Ross, our
yes.
community partner, he gave you a glowing endorsement in New Westminster the other
Oh,
day.
thank you.
So if you want to connect with Sidney, you want to connect somebody you know with Sidney, submit the lead, rapidtimenetworks.com. We'll make the connection. There could be something very healthy in it for you. So thank you, Sidney.
Thank
An
you.
absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
Thank you.